Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome to episode 148 of the FAB and Fearless Business Booster Short Show. My name is Yinka. I am a business strategist, a speaker, a coach, and an incoming author. And I support women to create wealth in and through their businesses by helping them to focus on what matters most for the business, which is cash flow and strategy, and what matters most for the business owner, which is mindset and habits. It's my pleasure to welcome you to this 148th episode of the Booster Shot Show, where each week at 1:30 p.m. UK time on a Wednesday, I come to you with a short, sharp shot to boost both you and your business with one powerful truth and one actionable tip. And if you can see and hear me over on my LinkedIn, Facebook, or YouTube profiles, feel free to jump in the chat and say hello. Hello, fabulous, amazing Jackie Raymond. I hope that you are well. It's so good to have you in the room. Thank you so much for joining me live. Awesome lady. I am so excited to have you here with me and I appreciate you. Thank you for also letting me know that we are live across all of the airways. Yes. So the tech is not teching after all. We love to see it. Hi, Joan. Lovely to see you, awesome lady. Welcome to today's Booster Shot Show, where today we are going to be discussing the 5 Y's to supercharge your cash flow. So ladies, feel free. Hey, Sonia, you have absolutely shown up as LinkedIn user, which makes me smile. So I love that you have told me who you are. Ladies, how are you doing? On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being, oh my gosh, Yinka, things could not be any worse. 10 being Yinka, woo, things could not be any better. Let me know in the chat how you are doing today. I would love to see what the scores on the doors are. Hello, Latrice, lovely to see you. Thank you for letting me know. You are about to jump in the car, but you are here. Well, it is so lovely to have you in the room with us over on LinkedIn. Thank you so much for joining us live today. Ladies, we are talking about the whys. And I am really excited to share this particular topic with you, not only because I get to talk about Simon Sinek's ever so powerful piece of advice. As some of you will know, Simon Sinek is the famed and fated author and TEDx speaker on the topic of Start With Why. His book, Start With Why, is an every possible list bestseller. He has made a lot of money and supported a lot of businesses with this concept of starting with why. And I'm not going to say he's wrong. I am just going to use his powerful insight to give us a little bit of a remix today. And so I'm really excited to share that with you. Just ahead of that, I will also ask you to do exactly what Latrice has just done, to tell me scores on the door. So Latrice said, I'm an 8. About to be a 10, yes. Taking a rest day at the spa. Oh, yes to that. Rich and rested is always the vibe. Joan is a 10, so glad to hear sanity. Sonia's an 8. Hey, Diane, lovely to have you. Thank you so much for joining today. You are so welcome for the help that you received. I'm so glad to be of service, and I'm really glad that you are getting the chance to hear me for the very first time. Yay, Diane, lovely to have you in the house. Thank you, Jackie. You are a 7 today. So before I begin to share about these whys, what I want to offer you ladies is a reminder of how important this opportunity is. I live stream every week for free, a tiny little lesson, one powerful truth, one actionable tip to help, I say women, but to be honest, we have loads of awesome men in the audience and I celebrate each and every one of them too. So ladies, if you know a man or woman who runs a fabulous business, who does such good in the world and should definitely be seeing much more of the cash commensurate to that amazingness that they put into the world in their actual bank account. If you know such a person, feel free free to tag them in the comments of wherever you are watching me today. Now, the reason for this is because if you tag them and they get to pick it up immediately, they also have the chance to watch this live. Yes, but if not, this is and has the opportunity it will sit in replay almost immediately. I end the broadcast, so it will give a powerful opportunity to enable them to catch this free little micro lesson to supercharge their business for free on my profile when it's done. So tag a friend. Sharing is caring. Things are better with friends. All the slogans. Tag someone, and let's definitely get some more spice into this party. So we are talking wise, but we're not talking wise in terms of the letter. You know, I love a bit of alliteration. And last week, actually, we were talking about 3 C's, but today's whys are not the letter Y, but the question why. Now, the reason why this is so important is because Simon was right when he said powerfully the importance and the power of your why. And I want to shout out the fabulous Jacob Peggs, who asked this question yesterday in one of his groups. And I had the opportunity to hear that. And so I wanted to make sure that I shared some of the insights that came from that question and that prompting from you today. Or with you today, because ultimately, ladies and gents, the one powerful truth I want to remind you of today is people do not care how much you know until they know how much you care. I'm going to say it again. People do not care how much you know until they know how much you care. Hey, Bernice, thank you so much for joining us over on YouTube. People don't care how much you know. They don't know it. They don't care if you're the smartest person in the world. They don't care if you sit up all night long talking to ChatGPT, coming up with brand new threats. They don't care about the logistics. They don't care about the functionality until they know why this is meaningful to you, why you care about this, why this is the thing that you have chosen to focus on. Drop in the chat for me. Let me know if this is resonating with you. If you have had a situation or scenario where you haven't gone to the person with, all singing, all dancing, all bells and whistles. You went to the person who you knew had a heart to solve the problem that they were talking about. Ladies and gents, and the reason I'm sharing this with you, particularly ladies, is because women spend so much time getting the next qualification, in the US and in the UK. The most educated ethnic group of people are Black women. They are getting more degrees, more qualifications, more certifications, more diplomas than anyone else. Women are educating themselves like at a rate, I think it was like 3 to 1. Compared to guys. They are the majority of the academic focus. Oh, just get this new qualification. Oh, just do this new course. And don't hear what I'm not saying. I am a course runner. I am a perennial and obsessive student. I love to learn. I signed up to something last week. I'm probably going to sign up to something next week. So I want you to hear me when I'm saying is there is no problem with being qualified. But people don't care about your qualifications before they care about your heart. They care about your reasons. They care about why this is the thing you are focusing on. And so, ladies, I want you to be encouraged. Because you might be thinking to yourself, well, how comes I'm the most qualified? How comes I'm the best at what I do? And it is not reflecting in my bank account. And the answer to that is because it isn't what you know that gets you the cash first. They don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So that, I came in early with that. That's the one powerful truth I want you to be reminded of today. And so it's really important that you enable people to understand why you care about the things that you care about. So I want to give you 5 whys that help you to share why you care, how much you care. And I want to really excite you and encourage you about how much these whys will release your cash flow, really supercharge the ability to make cash flow to you in an easier and a more powerful way. And so, like I said, these are not whys by letter, these are whys by word. So everyone thinks about, oh, okay, well, I need to tell people my why, my origin story, why I came into business. I've shared mine so many times. For those of you who are new to my spaces, I came into business initially because my mum was diagnosed with breast cancer. Now, before I tell you the rest of the story, I just want you to know that my mum is healthy and well, and she's alive today. She is so she's Benjamin Buttoning. She looks younger than she ever has. So I just want you to hear that, because while the story ends so well, it was incredibly harrowing in the moment. I make no apologies. I'm a very easy crier. I may end up in some tears. I'm actually fine. But yeah, my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. And it was at the end of a really challenging year in my personal life. I just gotten married. My mother-in-law had passed away 2.5 months before I got married. So it was a year of big milestones. And then my mum was diagnosed with breast cancer, and there was no history of cancer in her family. My grandmother didn't have it. My mum's sisters didn't have it. So, but it was incredibly virulent, and we were very, very worried for her life. And my mum ran a business, and she was having to think about her money while also having to worry about her life. And I was like, this shouldn't even have to be a thought. But of course it's a thought, because the mortgage company doesn't care if you have cancer. The mortgage company cares about whether you can pay the mortgage. And so at the time I was an investment banker, and I came into her business to help her so that she was able to focus on treatment. And as I said, she focused on treatment. She kicked cancer's butt. It was great. That's the short version of the story, to stop myself from crying. The long version of the story is when I got into a business, when the business owner was struggling and the business also was struggling, it was hard. It was hard, and I had no idea what I was doing. Yes, I came from a finance background, but I didn't know anything about business. And I didn't have time to get things wrong. And so for all the help that I found to help me build my business and grow my leads and get me more clients and do the marketing, nobody was talking about the one thing that actually keeps the business in business, which is cash flow. Cash flow is what keeps the business in business. Cash in the bank is the difference between a business that's alive and a business that's not. So that's a bit of my why I even am here at all. And some people hear that story and they're like, yep, Yinka, I totally get it. When I talk about the fact that I never want another woman to have to choose between her money and her life, that's the reason why. When I talk about the fact that I feel very salty, that people want to talk about leads and clients, but they don't want to talk about the one thing that we actually need to pay the mortgage and pay for food, which is cash. There's real tangible reason there. But these are not the whys. These are not the only whys that are available. Because the fact is that there are many shades of why. There are our why to why we are doing what we do. Why we are doing what we are doing has many layers. And this is what I don't want you to forget, ladies and gents, because there is power in your story. And your story is varied. You are creating and fashioning your story every single day. So that was a while back. That particular part of my why happened a very long time ago. But I have many other whys. And these are the whys that I want to share with you today. So the why number one that helps supercharge your cash flow is, why do you focus on solving the problem that you want to solve? Someone drop that in the chat for me, please. Why do you focus on solving the problem that you want to solve? Why is that the problem that you focus on? Why not another problem? Why not something different? Why is it that problem and not another problem? So for me, I focus on solving the problem of cash flow because I remember my mum coming out of cancer surgery. And the first things that she said were about the business, were about making payroll, were about trying to, keep the business afloat, pay bills and all. And, that choice between money and life was one that was very, very real and present and very harrowing. I spend so much time right now talking about being rich and rested. And I have some more to share on that shortly, but I spend a lot of time talking about that because when you're sick, you should have the chance to be sick and you should have the chance to be able to create space to get better. And she didn't have that chance. But thankfully, as I said, the story, everything is cool. My mom is doing well. But this is the why I focus on solving the problem that I solve. So what about you? Why do you focus on solving the problem you solve? That's the first why that will supercharge your cash flow. Why? Because people who have that problem will be able to resonate, will know that you are not just a Johnny come lately, a fly by night, someone who's doing a fun thing to make money. And don't get me wrong, making money is fun. Doing fun things to make money is amazing. But when they know how much you care and why you solve that problem that you solve, that helps them to be able to choose in your favor because decisions are made emotionally and then justified logically. I want to work with the person who cares about the problem, not just knows about it, cares about it, not just using this muscle, but using that one too. So that's the first why. Why do you solve the problem you solve? The second why is why do you focus on creating the outcome that you help to create? Why do you focus on helping to create the outcome that you create? So why that outcome? Why not another outcome? So again, in my world, I am so passionate. I talk a lot about consistent cash flow. And the reason I talk about consistent cash flow is because I've seen what inconsistent cash flow causes. It causes anxiety. It causes distraction. It causes pain, real world pain. It causes tears. It causes arrested development. Like literally, inconsistent cash flow is the cause of so much heartache. So I'm like, yeah, that I want to, if that's the thing that I want to get rid of, if that's the thing I want to focus on, that's the thing I want to get rid of. Because inconsistent cash flow, it steals joy, it steals peace of mind, it steals futures, it steals self-confidence. I could go on and on and on and on and on. But you can see how much I care about this particular outcome. Bernice, thank you for what you shared in the chat here. So you've said that you focus on solving the problem that you solve so that workplaces are less harmful and more human, so that we can all live more happy, fulfilling lives that resist the dehumanization that we see in the world and we are all harmed by. Yes, absolutely that. So now all of a sudden, you're no longer just another person that does what you do. You are in a category of one by showing just how much you care, first about the problem you solve, and then about the outcome you help to create. The third why that I want to offer or share with you is, why do you help the people you have chosen to help? Now, you can help anyone. And for some people, they think they can help everyone. That's a completely different conversation. But why do you help the people that you choose to help? Why them and not other people? So yes, my work is pointed at women. My work is pointed at women for a number of reasons. Yes, obviously, because my mum was a female business owner, but I focus my work on women because of the role that women play socially. We are always the backstop. We are always everyone else's safety net. We are the oxygen mask that everyone keeps telling everybody else to put on first. We're everyone else's oxygen mask, and that often leaves us spent ourselves. We are so many other people's backstop. Who is ours? And I'm like, your business should be yours. Your cash flow should be yours. When you've got everyone else's back, your cash flow should have yours. I also focus on women because I'm a boy mum. And because I'm the only woman, I'm the only female that my sons live with. And that matters to me. It matters to me what they're seeing as an example of what it means to be a wife, what it means to be a mother, what it means to be a business owner. It matters to me because at the end of the day, we talk a lot about toxic masculinity. And yet we know that the large majority of children across the world are being raised by women. And the world is losing out when women are not claiming their full power. Notice I said claiming their power rather than empowerment, that women don't need empowerment. They are already powerful. They need to claim the power they already have. So I focus on women. I focus on women because women raise families. I focus on women because when women take up the space that they're meant to and do what they are here and born to do, everybody wins. I focus on cash flow on women because everybody wins when women have more money. So why do you focus on who you are here to help? That's a third why, to help you supercharge your cash flow. Hey, Florence, lovely to see you, awesome lady. Oh, yes, it absolutely does matter what we teach our sons. And I definitely know that women don't talk about this enough. What I know for sure is when it comes to parenting, certainly in my experience, and I believe this to be true, much more is caught than taught. So it isn't only in what I say. My sons will learn by what they see. They learn by my example way more than my opinion. And so I have to be who I need them to see, not just talk about it. It has to be in my walk, not just my talk. Look at me rapping. Okay, so that was why number 3. Why number 4 is, why are you so passionate about the way you do what you do? Why does your method matter? Why is your process powerful? Why are you passionate about your procedure to help the people go from problem to promise? And again, my why in this is incredibly visceral, because in order to help my mum in her business and to help, that business went on to thrive and help millions of children around the world in her area of school food and children's nutrition. But we spent like hundreds, plural, of thousands, plural, of pounds in masterminds and coaching programs and training and what have you, all to discover that so many of these spaces had little pieces of the puzzle. But what we needed was a holistic approach. And what wasn't an offer was a holistic approach. So I'm passionate about my method because I believe in serving and supporting the whole human, head to toe. So we do talk about mindset and energetics. We talk about what came up for you as a child, what meanings you give to things. We absolutely talk about what your hands are doing and strategy. We talk about where your feet are walking and the actions and the habits that you build every day, because first you make your habits, then your habits make you. That's why I'm passionate about my method. But you giving your audience to understand, the opportunity to understand why you are passionate about yours, will absolutely supercharge your cash flow. And hear what I'm saying. I'm not asking you to tell them just what the method is. I'm asking you to share why it matters. The person you see before you today is a culmination of decades of this program, that approach, this having to piece it all together by myself, spending hundreds of thousands of pounds. in order to do so. And just every time thinking that women, honestly, we don't need all this kerfuffle. Just give us the thing that helps us do the thing. And so that's why I'm passionate about my method. Because whatever I'm charging, it is coming in with 10 to 20x value. I know what I spent in order to create the things that I'm offering out now. So that's my passion. What's yours? Why should people hear the sound of your voice and be so glad that you took the time to coalesce and put your method together? And then the fifth why is, why are you the person to get this done? Oh my gosh, the question alone just gave me chills. Why are you that magic, incredible, amazing, fearfully, wonderfully made human that is the right person to help them to create the results that they want? Why you? Why not someone else? And the answer to that is everything you've been through. Every single challenge you've had that you've overcome, every single part of your story, everything that you keep telling yourself disqualifies you, that actually qualifies you to be the most helpful and empathetic person to help that person solve that problem and get the outcome they want. So just a really quick recap on those 5 whys. Why do you focus on the problem you solve? Why do you focus on the outcome or the promise that you make? Why do you focus on the people you have chosen to serve? Why do you focus on the process or the method that you use to help bring that outcome and solve that problem? And why are you the person? And ladies and gents, my one actionable tip for you today. Yep, I'm going to tell you to do it. I want you to tell your people, pick one of the 5, pick all of the 5, do them as a 5 series over 5 days. Tell your audience why. Why the problem? Why the promise? Why the people? Why the process? And why you? Let them know why. They probably already know how much you know. You've probably spent a lot of time telling them all the things that you know. But why should they care? They will care when you help them to care by you showing that you care. So that's my one actionable tip for you today. I hope this has been a super useful session for you. Ladies and gents, please jump in the chat. Let me know you're still with me. The tech has been teching, so I haven't really been able to see any comments since about halfway through. But ladies and gents, I just want you to know that I'm not suggesting you shouldn't be learning. I'm not suggesting you shouldn't sign up to another thing. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that what you have to offer lies on the magic of what you have to offer lies in you helping people to understand just how much you care and why. And so I hope these 5 whys act as a real gateway for you to really understand the power that you bring to the process. That is everything I've got to share today. I have a meeting in 1 minute. So I hope this has been helpful. Please come into the chat. Share your biggest takeaway. Ladies and gents, if you're around at 6 p.m. UK time, which is 1 p.m. Eastern Standard and 10 a.m. Pacific, I'm back live on here again. I'm having a conversation with a really incredible friend, Mildred Talabi. We are talking getting clients on LinkedIn. So yeah, feel free, come back. If you like the cut of what I have said and you want to find out more about my work, please drop the expression 5, the number, Y, the letter, 5Y. Either in the comments or the DMs, and I will circle back. Some of you are already in my DMs and I see you and I've got you. You do not need to re-comment, but if you are new and you want to find out more, drop the expression 5Y in the comments or DMs and I'll be happy to pick that up, share more insights and help you to continue on your journey to supercharge your cash flow. Take care. Have a beautiful rest of your day. And I look forward to seeing you in the spaces. Take care.